Pastor Roy Gearhart from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. Faith develops in our life in different ways. Sometimes it kind of grows like a discovery where we keep learning and opening up our lives, and it grows and deepens in that process. Other times, faith emerges and develops in our life in great leaps into the unknown and the uncertain future that is before us. And there, in moments of crisis, we dive in to a hope that puts our trust in God and allows us to emerge from that with an even deeper and richer faith. We see that in the life of a widow who met the prophet Elijah. During a period of drought, Elijah was sent to a town named Zarephath, where he met this widow who was getting ready to prepare her last meal for herself and her son, because she was at the very end of all of her resources. But when Elijah heard that, he asked her to trust God. He said, "Would you first go and make me a cake of bread, and then trust God that there will still be supply there to make a meal for yourself and your son?" Well, this woman amazingly trusts Elijah, believes his promise. Is this a great depth of faith in her suddenly emerging? No, it's more of an act of desperation. And a woman who has had no faith in God and known nothing of the Lord before this. And yet, now when this man shows up, instead of looking at him as just a huckster or a charlatan, something in her responds to his words with hope, faith. She makes that leap. You see, sometimes when we are at our end, when we have no resources to count on in ourselves and can see no possible future, in those moments, we have nothing to lose. And in those moments, we are willing to take steps of trust and vest our hope in God in ways that we never would have otherwise. This woman has spoken to Elijah about an end, that she's going to prepare their last meal and there's nothing more. They're just going to die after that. And so Elijah's words are certainly the best hope that she has. And so she makes that leap of faith and trusts him, prepares first a meal for Elijah, and then discovers that there's still more. And she continues to go back to those jars of flour and oil and find that they just don't run out, that God provides. But then another huge test will come when suddenly her son dies. When she came to Elijah, there's no faith showing in her. Instead, there's only the distraught cry of a mother whose son is dead. And she looks at Elijah and said, "Man of God, have you come here just to condemn me for my sin and to kill my son?" Well, this isn't the case at all. And Elijah went to God, prayed, and God brought her son to life. And when he is able to put her son back into her arms alive, well, this woman she's able to put a trust and a hope in God like never before. She declared, "Man of God, I now know for a fact that anything you say is true." She is able to put trust in the Word of God like never before in her life. And hopefully this is the launch pad of a trust in the Lord that will not be so easily shaken, will not falter when the next crisis comes along. Many times this is where God deepens our faith. When we are beyond our reserves, when crisis impacts us, there is where we are willing to make a leap of faith, where we're willing to put a trust in God because He is the only hope that we can see. And in that desperation, we open up our lives. And when God delivers on His promises, wow, it builds into us an unreserved trust in Him. And hopefully, From that point, we will be able to walk forward on a foundation that will not be shaken, that we will know that the Lord is with us and that we can count on his love not to fail us. May God bless you today, and as you share his good news, may God make you a blessing wherever he takes you.